Welcome, Ross Hardy InkJetCarts Technical Support, and we're here with the Epson Workforce 7110 Ecotank system. Now, as time goes by, your ink levels may get lower, and you might want to make them full again. It's a pretty simple process. You lay the tanks on their side and lay them down. You look at the static ink level on each tank. There is a little line right here, okay? And there is an arrow that points to that line. You should fill it no further than that. You pick up the appropriate amount of ink, appropriate color ink. You go ahead and pull your fill plug. And I do recommend you have some paper towels handy. There's going to be a little ink on the plug when you remove it. You're going to get it on your fingers. Now, we do have some squeeze bottles, and they do have a cap, and they're really nice because you can actually squeeze them and the inks will come up. Now, I do recommend that you tilt the tank before you turn this over, insert, and then just slowly fill it up to the line. You can even do this while it's printing. I don't know if you hear it in the background. Just fill it up to the line. Don't do what I just did. Let it expand. Knock it a couple of times against the side before you pull it. And put the cap back on. In the case that you did spill something, wipe it up. Lay the tank back down slowly and put the fill plug back in. Push down hard. If there's any residual ink, just wipe it up. If you make a bigger mess than I just did, a little Windex is helpful. Do the same thing over and over again for each position. Recap your bottles and put them back in your travel tray or whatever. And I guess I'm destined to make a mess today, right on camera. It's all right, you'll do it too. The main thing I want out of this printer is production. I'm not really interested in, you're probably interested in cleanliness. Let the bottle expand, knock it against the side a little bit, and then quickly pull it away and tilt it up as fast as possible. Any ink mess, let's get it cleaned up. Keep holding the tank at an angle, and then when you got the plug in, push it down hard. The little air filter stays off, and a little Windex goes a long way. Single squirt, wipe it up. Anything you get on your tanks, wipe them up. And put your bottles away. Kind of standing behind the camera, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing so poorly. You can pick it up and turn it completely sideways. Squeeze nice and slow. When you hit your mark on your line, start letting the bottle expand and bring the tank up. And then pull the bottle away quickly and invert it completely upright. Continue to repeat this procedure over and over again until you've filled all your tanks. And filling the bottle from our 4-ounce bottles is pretty easy. Just open the cap and pour it directly in here. I recommend no more than to the shoulder of the bottle for a completely fill. You'll still have a remaining amount it's best to have some remaining ink in the bottle so it doesn't dry out. And it's best to use your cap on the tip when you're done. And you will need to snip the tip. Okay, it is sealed right now. You will need to clip it. The larger the hole, the larger, faster the inks pour out. This CISS holds roughly 80 milliliters over on the reservoir side, so there's no real need to have it pouring out really, really fast. The main thing is this is a squeezable bottle and reusable. Start letting it expand when you hit your line. Invert the tank upright. The more ink you have in the bottle, the quicker you need to get it standing upright. So it's best to start with a small amount. As soon as you're done, you can wipe up any mess you've made and stand the tanks upright. And now you'll see your new ink levels. And you'll see that we are still down a little bit from the top. We could have put more in them by turning the ink tank kind of like this while we filled it a little bit more, but I recommend against doing that because it's hard enough to get the squeeze bottle out. Now, there is an even more controlled way to do it than not using our squeeze bottles, and that would be with a syringe and a needle. Now, with a syringe and a needle, you will be able to refill it controlled with an exact amount and easily. Whether you're using our short blunt tips or our long blunt tips, it matters not. You'll be able to pick up an exact amount, squirt it into the bottle, tank system, and away you go. Now, I did this while the printer was even printing. So now I'm going to cancel the print jobs. I believe I possibly shot 10 of these. I did a nozzle check previous to filling it, and I believe I shot 10 bar charts at high quality on plain paper choice. And I believe 4 of them came out partially. This one I canceled the print on. And now I'm going to do a new nozzle check. Even with the disruption of me filling that tank while it was printing, I still have perfect nozzle checks. Yes, it's very hard to see yellow. I try to get it in the shadows, and I try to get cross lighting, and the iPhone helps a lot, but still have perfect nozzle checks. And don't forget, you've got to make a choice to finish, otherwise you'll do a head cleaning, and you don't want to do a head cleaning if you don't need to. Very rarely I would recommend using the purge charts in certain circumstances. Ross Hardy with InkJetCarts technical support, filling the Workforce 7110, or any of our Ecotank systems. It would be the exact same for any printer.